Originally, I was going to name this video I played Love in Deepspace for a week because I really was going to play it for a week. However, it's been 10, 11 months, almost a year, and I think this game is going to stay on my phone for a while. Well, I'm here to talk about my experiences anyways. Here's some backstory as to why I started playing this game. I'll be honest, I kept hearing that it was a Gooner game from Twitter, and I was kind of like, well, it's an Otome game. I'm pretty sure people are just calling it a Gooner game because they don't understand. And while this is true, I would see the trailers as I scrolled Instagram and... Okay, suddenly I understand where all these allegations are coming from. Personally, I'm not into that kind of stuff, but I can see the appeal, so I always thought it just wasn't a game for me, and I moved along with my day. However, they got an update that changed my life. Knowing that I could play an Otome game and have it help me do a thing that I don't normally do is a pretty good reason to download it in my book. But like I said earlier, I did also think it was kind of a Gooner game. So I waited, and eventually I heard about this new character coming out, Caleb. And I'm super into the childhood friend and sibling-like-ish trope, and I decided to actually look into the lore of the game, and I was interested by the Twitter threads that I found and read. If you don't know the lore, I'm not gonna tell you much, because I don't really understand it all myself, and I don't have all the time in the world to read the lore, even though I wish I did. But for those of you who know absolutely nothing about Love in Deepspace, here's my understanding of the game. Our main character, MC, is a person with a health condition. I think it's something unique about them with their heart, and apparently there's some organization / a bunch of bad people who would really want her and would like to take her, and she got experimented on as a kid alongside with Caleb. But anyways, there are 5 guys currently who know MC, and each of them have a past with her. Not just in the present, but also in the past, and there's reincarnation stuff going on there. From my understanding, fate is their biggest op, and something always ends up going wrong, and someone always ends up, Oh, also everyone has these powers called evols, and they're unique to each person. Think of them as quirks from My Hero Academia, I guess. Now, if you're somewhat familiar with Otome games, then the term evil might sound familiar to you, like it was to me. And that's apparently because the company who did Mr. Love's Queen's Choice also did Love in Deepspace. And somehow knowing this just made me more open to playing the game. Anyways, after I realized this was indeed not a Gooner game Twitter and some other trailers make it out to be, I decided I was going to try and watch more people play it. At the time, I saw a VTuber I enjoyed watching playing it and clicked on a VOD. I think I installed it on my phone and I just didn't actually play the game because I was too lazy. Until one day, I stumbled upon this.
So you do remember. Do you know what time it is? It's been 800 years. Jellyfishes are walking naked.
And I immediately went, oh, this is the one. And then I found out it was going to be his birthday, and his trailer looked like this, and it's so beautiful, and look at those outfits, that's just super cute. I was under the impression that pulling the card meant I got the outfit. Yes, this is what happens when the only gacha game you've been consistently playing for the past few years is Project Sakai. So you can imagine my surprise and glee when I got the card and I learned all I had to do was buy the birthday outfit separately, for free. Yes, so back to my experience actually playing the game. I quite enjoy it. Alright, video over. Okay, so you all already know I'm a pretty busy person. Where would I find the time to play the game? The answer is, I don't. The best part about the game for me is that I can be super casual playing it. I feel pretty bad because everyone online is always struggling, mostly because at some point you have a really hard time getting Dias to pull. But when you only have 1, maybe 2 characters that you like a lot, and the type of cards you don't come up all that often, it's a pretty nice time for a casual player like myself. Now, people who play this game may be looking down on me for not reading the story, and not even knowing a whole bunch about my man's Raphael. And you might wonder, how does she even enjoy this game? I just do. Playing games against the boys, with the boys, studying, working, and chatting with the boys. I know it's technically all one-sided for me, but it really cheers me up when I'm having a bad day, or it helps when I need to focus and not use my phone. For example, I will literally turn on the work mode, set the timer for 5 minutes, and when those 5 minutes are up, I'll restart the timer if I think I can keep going. I may not know the lore, but based on what people talk about when new cards release, I get the general idea. Not to mention, I don't think anyone really needs to understand the lore to enjoy a card story about MC being sick and Silas taking care of her. My general understanding of the lore can help me appreciate them more, yes, like in the spring cards and that Silas card. Knowing the lore is extremely helpful and makes the card 10 times more sweet. But at the same time, not knowing that information doesn't really hinder my experience of the game. Speaking of enjoying her mans, let's actually talk about him. Raphael is a fun guy. He's kind of the face of the game, I guess, and he's very popular, so whatever I may say, you might have already heard it a million times from the other million of Raphael fans, so I guess you could skip this part. He does funny stuff, he's pretty goofy, he says the most out-of-pocket stuff, and at first you might think he's just a silly guy that you have to babysit because you're his bodyguard, but he's not. He's way more serious, thoughtful, and more calculating than you might think. I don't know how to put into words what I really like about Raphael and his lore, and I probably sound really generic. I know all the other guys care about MC, and they have paths that I do like, and their chemistry is so good. But something about the whole Lemurians live for love and they die for love line really resonated with me. Something about it. I don't know, but I feel like that's the best way to explain why I really like Raphael. But anyways, the year is ending, or well, maybe it's starting by the time that this thing came out, but new cards got announced and I will hopefully still be playing this game next year as well. RIP to my storage space. I do totally recommend the game for people to try, at least for a month. I won't even lie, it can make you feel a little less lonely sometimes. I really don't understand why people get so upset when you mention that you're playing this game because everyone's got their own taste, okay? Some of us play horse games. Some of us like playing Love and Deepspace. It's not that serious, guys. We need to chill. This is my 5th attempt at making the script all year. It kept getting delayed because I kept playing the game for longer than I thought.